3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday. I'm Yolanda Nell and I will be your host for today's We Talk show. That riddle just before we head into the news. What falls but never breaks, and what breaks but never falls? Think about that one. Next up, we have the news. The affirmative reposition movement has called on the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development to finalize the rent control bill as a matter of urgency. According to the AR spokesperson Simon Amunime, the movement through its legal department has filed a court case against the ministry regarding the pending tabling of the bill, stressing that the exploitation of tenants through high rent prices is a ticking bomb. He says it is long overdue and must be dealt with immediately. It is a matter of implementation because consultations were already made. There is a charter and rent control board committees have been established in different regions and towns. In late 2020, the Ministry of Industrialization handed over the rent control board functions to the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development. Industrialization Minister explained that the rent control board mandate is to consolidate and amend the laws on the control of rent payable in respect of leased dwellings and the periods of notice with which lessors of business premises and dwellings shall comply. The board, however, is still not operational since it was established following cabinet approval back in 2015. The board was appointed in November 2018 after cabinet decided in 2015 to introduce measures to regulate the rental market to prevent the potential exploitation of tenants by landlords. It was said that the government had tasked the Industrialization Ministry to undertake the review of the rent ordinance and establish whether it will effectively regulate the rental market in the country. According to the latest First National Bank Rental Index report issued for March this year, the rental growth in Namibia is on an upward trajectory with an annual contraction of 2.3% at the end of June last year from minus 3.7% recorded at the end of the preceding quarter. The report further noted that due to a shortage of housing supply and demand gap due to the high cost of land servicing, rent price options vary across regions, noting that the implementation of the rent control bill also presents downside risks to affordability for tenants. The Activist School, which is the brainchild of the Economic and Social Justice Trust, held a workshop for aspiring activists on the concept of social protection to reflect on why so many Namibians continue to be severely affected by poverty and inequality and to identify concrete actions to fill the social protection gaps. The workshop touched on the Universal Basic Income Grant, BIG, which has been identified by 130 pilot studies across the world and in Otuveru to be by far the most efficient way through which to reduce widespread poverty, a scheme necessary for a minimal decent existence for many poor Namibians. The young activist, with the help of Frans Nambinga, created paintings that reflect how a universal big scheme could be a lifesaver for the 1.6 million Namibians who struggle to survive daily. These paintings will now be exhibited in the Havana Informal Settlement. The exhibition can be viewed until the 23rd of April and entrance is free. Namibia Breweries Limited announced the change in sponsoring brand from the Griquas rugby team from Tafel Lager to Windhoek Draft. The Griquas will now formally be known as the Windhoek Draft Griquas, while the stadium will also now be known as Windhoek Draft Park. According to Daniel Kielder, NBL Global Sponsorship and Events Manager, this change came into effect on the 1st of April with the start of the new contract. With an internal shift in focus from Tafellager to the Windhoek trademark in South Africa, it made sense to change the sponsoring brand to Windhoek Draft to support this shift. NBL has built up a fantastic relationship with Griquas Rugby under the Tafellager brand and would like to continue this relationship under the Windhoek Draft brand for the coming year. The goal for the sponsorship is to speak to two passion points of consumers, namely their love for great beer combined with a joy and passion for rugby. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I am joined with Christopher and we are talking laptops and technology. Thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
We're just going to jump right in. Can you quickly tell us about the laptop grant? What is it all about?
Well, it was originally a project that was started through the COVID relief when we realized that there were quite a few remote places that didn't really have or people in remote places that didn't have access to technology. Also exposure to digital skills, which is probably one of the things that, that is really, that people don't really talk about that much. And it's something that in the future will become more and more important. So we wanted to, part of the campaign was to provide the tools for learning these skills, but also to, for them to help them take the first steps into learning the actual digital skills.
What have you achieved in the last 2 years with this grant?
Well, we've already given away about 120 laptops, and we've visited almost every region, and we've built a network, basically, of participants and people that are interested that we are still keeping contact with. So that is also part of the objective, was to travel the country and to promote, obviously, what we're doing, and also to give as much exposure to these kinds of skills that are really in the forefront of jobs nowadays.
Yes, technology is the future, and Namibia has been lagging behind in this regard. But now I think with COVID, we as Namibians have seen there's something else out there. There's another way of doing things. Why do you feel this project is so important for Namibia?
Well, I think, we all know about the unemployment rate, and I think a huge part of the way that people feel in Namibia is still sort of to get a job and to get a degree or to get a qualification and get a job, sort of like a more traditional set, or how should I say, more traditional way of going about making a living. Whereas with technology, it's changing a little bit the way that people work, with the portfolio lifestyle and people gaining skills and doing side hustles. The opportunities for work now are a little bit more based in skills and being able to actually do digital skills more than it is having a job with set responsibilities.
Who were some of the beneficiaries who received these laptops?
Well, they were, our age range was between 18 and 28, and they were all sorts of beneficiaries. We advertised on social media, so anybody that saw our advertisement for the the workshop on social media. And then we also worked with some organizations in different locations that had sort of vulnerable people as well. So we did look out for people that perhaps wouldn't have an opportunity to have a laptop or even to be exposed to digital skills.
When you say you travel the country, I mean, Namibia is vast and there's a lot of remote locations. What were some of the challenges that you came across?
Well, I would say in each location, the groups were pretty much the same in terms of, and also the work, because our project is sort of simple. We have laptops and the kids, or I should rather say the participants, work on those laptops and they do the skills there. So we didn't really have so many challenges. We all, like in most places, we had power and we had internet and so on. I would say the biggest challenges in like more of the remote locations is probably the exposure to basic computer skills. So what a lot of our participants, what I saw was that even in teaching the digital skills, a lot of them were struggling just to be able to navigate around the computer. And a lot of them didn't have even exposure to basic computer skills. And I would say that was probably one of the biggest challenges.
The recipients focused on computer-aided design and game design. What exactly does that mean and why is it important?
Okay, so computer-aided design, or CAD as they call for short, is basically, it's all kinds of, there's different CAD softwares, but it basically means designing on a computer-aided design. So what we do is we give them the basic skills, how to navigate the software, and also just how to build their own sort of three-dimensional objects. And then we challenge them to use their imaginations for products or any kinds of toys or anything that they can think of, basically. But the idea is basically just to show them that this is something that is possible. Like, one of the things that I realized was that many students didn't even realize that 3D printing was a thing, that it existed. So that just to be able to teach people that there's this thing that exists and you have the capacity to be able to actually access these skills, that was probably the sort of the nicest thing about it. Yes. Yeah.
And then finally, is this project still ongoing and can people still kind of say, listen, I'm interested?
Yes, so we still have a training. So, yeah, one in Gobabis later this month, and then we are going to Walfish Bay in May. And there will also be another training here at the DTC, and I believe one in Rundu as well, again. Yeah.
Christopher, thank you so much for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back soon. For today's recommendation, I am going to the Pink Coffee Shop, and I think you know exactly where I'm talking about. If I say the Pink Coffee Shop, you're all going to know what shop I'm talking about. Yes, it's the Skinny CoW Eatery that opened up last year, and the interior is pink, and most of their drinks and food is pink, and it's actually just freaking fantastic. I love the vibe. It's perfect for baby showers and events, and just to quickly have a bite with your girlfriend and catch up. The cake is out of this world. It's always fresh. I know the baker, and she is just wonderful and just so unique. Their menu is quirky and fun, and you have a laugh just ordering something from the menu. Here I had a beetroot latte. It's really something different. It is of course pink. Whenever I'm in the Kleinwindhoek area and I quickly need to finish some of my work, this is the perfect stop to go there. It's quiet, the music that's playing is soft, the staff is friendly, they always greet me with a smile, and after coming there for like a couple of days last week, they already know what I want. So if you haven't been there, visit the Skinny CoW Eatery in Berg Street in Kleinwindhoek. You will be amazed, surprised, and you will not regret it. Tell me what you think of the place. For today's life hack, if someone dropped a glass and you are scared of small pieces, just take duct tape or large sellotape and place it on the broken glass pieces, and that picks up all the smaller pieces you don't want to get stuck in your fingers. Next up, Jeanette Diergaard for your Flex Minute.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome to another exciting edition.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Flex. Now I'm Jeanette Diergaard, your presenter for Flex, and today we will be doing some stretches that will help you if you have any lower back pain. So we're going to start off with a yoga pose called the cat and the cow stretch. So you go on all fours, and what we first do, you really stretch through that shoulders, you stretch that spine. This is also going to help wake up your spine, and then we bring, so this is I think this one is the cat, or no, this is the cow. Yes, this is the cow, and then we go into the cat stretch. Okay, so you really want to push out that glutes, have that hollow back, make your back really hollow, and bring it up again. Okay, and now we're gonna do a bent knee stretch again. So basically you're gonna lie on your back, both legs, both knees bent, and you bring it up and try and hold it there for a bit. So always try and keep your lower back on your mat or on the floor, whatever you prefer. And now we're going to bring it out again. Okay, and up again. So really do that stretch, have the stretch deep into your back and really feel it. Okay, and keep the movement controlled the whole time. Okay guys, that will bring us to the end of that stretch. I will see you guys next time.
Well, that's all from my side for today. I hope you enjoyed the interview. They are doing some amazing work at Startup Namibia, and their center is something spectacular. So if you're ever in the area of Northern Industry, do go make a turn there. We will be back again tomorrow, but before I say goodbye, that riddle. What breaks but never falls, and what falls but never breaks? Yes, day and night. We'll be back again tomorrow. Goodbye.